I'm gonna tell you, I have always liked video games, sometimes too much. I've never really liked Pong, to tell you the truth, but I was first introduced to video games in an arcade in Groton, Connecticut called the Twilight Zone. Right now, in that same place, they have a place called Owen's Ribs or something. I don't know. There's a barbecue place there, but there's a place called the Twilight Zone, and to this day, I still think about some of them games. I've never seen a game again since then. But some of the scariest games I have played. Probably the first game that was scary was probably on the PlayStation 2 called The Thing. It was called kind of like the showcase game with a system. It's about the movie. I've always been a fan of John Carpenter. You know he makes some pretty scary movies. Actually, one of the creepiest stories is Halloween 3. It doesn't have Michael Myers in it, but it's really creepy, you know. And anyways, I played The Thing on PlayStation 2, and that was very scary. And then after that, I remember I played on PlayStation 2. It was really scary. A game called Cold Fear, where you're dropped off to investigate a cargo ship that's just drifting in sea, and they stop getting like communications from them after a distress call. That game is really scary. Then I played on the 3DS. I played Resident Revelations, and that one was pretty scary. Even with that little screen, it was scary. But then I got PlayStation 4, Alien Isolation, creepy. You remember the Alien movies, Alien and Aliens? Well, playing that game is like you're in the role of being kind of like marooned on a space station. That game's scary. But what even trumps that is I got a Gear VR. That's a virtual reality headset that works with a Note 4 phone. If you have a Note 4 phone, the Gear VR is only $200. That's really not that much. But if you don't have a Note 4 phone and you're into gaming and stuff, you should get one on Craigslist. Make sure you don't get scammed. You can call around. You can get one used for half price instead of getting into a huge contract. But if you do have, I guess, I don't know if it's on Oculus Rift, but the Gear VR is also made with Oculus, but it's a game called Dread Halls on the Gear VR. You get it from the Oculus store. It might be on the Oculus Rift too if you're a gamer. Once you first play it, it's the graphics in it are about 15 years old. The type of style you first play it, it's like, oh, this is not a really next generation console game. It's kind of cheesy. The game is freaky. It is. That game, you'll be so freaked out on some of the things that appear to you in that game, you will want to take the headset off. But you'll want to pass the missions. But I'm telling you, I've had to take a break from that game. That game is very scary. And like I said, the graphics are not real advanced like the newer next generations, but you are inside the game. So praise God, that is not the real thing. But you play that game. I would hate for anybody to lose out on eternity with Christ for the sake of loving this world and being rebellious, because there's far worse places than that game. To be separated from God, from your loved ones, to be cast into hell. And people think, oh, well, why does God send people to hell? People send themselves there by rebelling against God, refusing to receive the blood of Christ, redemption, forgiveness, fulfillment. He doesn't force anybody to go there. They choose to.